We are back. We have Power Rangers, Justice League, Pokemon, Aliens, Extreme Dinosaurs, and the greatest toy you'll ever witness in your entire life, Raggedy Ann. Hell yeah. So let's get to this tub. This tub looks like it was a compilation at the end because some tubs were already packed away before I moved, which was many, many years ago. And then some tubs were we had to pack during the move. And I think there's like this last moment you're just tossing stuff in there and you're like, go, go, go. That's how bad the move was. So right off the bat, we have Raggedy Ann. I'm going to be completely honest with you. We all have that cartoon or movie that when we were very young, we could not stop watching over and over. And mine was the animated movie of Raggedy Ann and Andy. And the parents said I just worshipped the hell out of it. It is also a movie that I remember pretty frequently here and there. Again, the 6-hour drives. But I also learned never to watch it ever again. I watched one sequence, which I believe was the Candy Monster, his musical number, on YouTube. And it changed my memories of the movie and how I felt about seeing everything. Like, oh, yeah. I knew then right to stop. So, on a side note, I don't need a Raggedy Ann doll, technically, though the artwork is very nice in the back. I wouldn't mind just having the artwork. But I have a couple PVC figures, and that's fine. This thing is pretty beat up. I think I paid like $1 for it at an antique mall, and I was like, yeah, that'd be nice to have something like that. I could let this thing go. Camel. Oh, my God. If there was a camel plush, then I'd be all excited. But I think he actually runs some decent money. That was some crazy animation at the time. Those are the movies that were made by, like, hippies still doing their weed. And they're like, this is a great idea, man. We got to do it. And that's probably why I liked the movie, because it was really screwed up and just... To be completely honest, I haven't watched that movie thing. But Babette joining the Pirates, my memory. Hence why I didn't want to watch it again. Because that was live action. I mean, just pure in my memory. It is my Rosebud moment. So enough ranting about Raggedy Ann and Andy. We have toys, full figures. Let's hit it. Okay, so great series. Everyone loves it. Canceled and never should have been. Young Justice. I watched this series. It was, again, well written. There wasn't a need to watch any of the live action movies when you get to watch the animated series like this. These figures might actually still hold value because they didn't go back and make Young Justice figures in the exact detail of the series. These could still run about $25, $35 each. I think I have all the sets here, all three. Miss Martian and Martian Manhunter. Uh-oh. There it is. Brain fart. Oh, I got dupes. We got dupes, so I'm missing the Flash. And to be completely honest with you, I am not a huge fan of the Flash. I just don't get excited about that. But I knew that these two sets were more unique and desirable. So we'll see how this goes. And again, if I could find these loose complete, I'd be excited to keep them. I don't need them packaged. So let all this go. We have X-Men, X-Force, original Domino. Great figure. This figure, like many others of around this time frame, a lot of the female figures, to be completely honest with you, were just peg warmers. And then they got blown out. So you would go to Comic-Cons or toy shows, and you would see Domino and a couple of characters at $1 each. I probably picked up a number of figures here and there on this back of the card for $1 each, and like 20 of them each character over and over. I remember one person at a convention sold Batman animated Man-Bats and Scarecrows, 100 of them for $1 each. There was a point in the mid-2000s, later 2000s, that people were just, they realized it was not worth toting these around anymore. And I would probably say the market on this piece is probably only about $10. But if I open it, I could probably get $10 and ship it a lot easier if the shipping price is being so insane right now. Aliens! Oh my God. That watercolor basic artwork just still excites me. So we have Ripley, sticker sheets falling out. I love the fact that they hired somebody to dress up as each character at Kenner Studios. That's just going way above and beyond I just love that. I wouldn't mind like finding out who the actors and actresses were involved, like their one day shoot, how much they were paid, and how much of a shit show it was. Oh god, that'd be great. Love this stuff. This is the second series package backer. I don't think anyone gives a rat's butt if a first edition package, sorry, first series package versus second series. And then we have Drake. Not that Drake. Drake. He looks pissed off as hell, man. So these two figures, I should have them in better shape. I don't know if I'll have a second version of that, but I wouldn't mind keeping it for that. But whatever, I'll probably find tons of these. Same thing with the Domino we showed earlier. Sometimes you can find some of the Aliens Human Marine figures for like a couple bucks each at these shows. Again, I don't think Comic-Cons offer that anymore. And it's not because people aren't looking for them. It's not because that this stuff is still out there for a very cheap price. Comic-Cons in general just became so expensive for dealers to set up at that they weeded out all those sellers that had great, cheap, fair price product. And the only dealers that can set up are the ones that paid through the nose for that booth, and they have to charge that certain amount in order to survive. And it's a terrible, terrible effect on the entire convention, because now it's just turning into a cookie cutter show of the same dealers at every convention in every state. That's my rant, and I cannot be wrong. SeaQuest. SeaQuest does not get enough love. We all can agree upon that. What was it, 7 seasons for this show? It lasted quite a long time. It was a unique idea for a premise of a show, and it just fell to the wayside. Oh my God. The year is 2018. My God, when's that going to happen? Why can we? To be honest with you, the probe looks a little familiar, like the little robot dogs we have running around here. But again, same thing. It's a female action figure. Invest, which at this point, when this figure came out, people already knew that the female action figures were not the best to invest in. As I mentioned earlier, I think people picked them up, scalpers, for shows, and then realized after a couple of shows and no one was going to pay you $20 for the character. But strangely enough, Darwin the dolphin was a little more uncommon compared to the rest of the crew. I'm surprised he would make, let's say, more of the Regulator than more of Darwin. So for quite a bit, Darwin was like $35. I would think now all these characters are $5 each. Wouldn't mind sitting back and watching a couple episodes of SeaQuest on YouTube just to kind of get that vibe again. I used to watch a bit of it, but it's past. Okay, clearly everyone's watching this video and they want me to go this way. And because you wish me to go this way, I'm going to go this way. So with Transformers, it's just like everything else, like because we're stupid. Like, oh man, I better keep those packages. This stuff could be worth money in the future. I better save everything. Yeah, that doesn't really follow through anymore. So, c'est la vie. Candy toy kit for Samurai. So in Japan, as I may have mentioned earlier, candy toy kits can be purchased at Lawson, 7-Eleven, and grocery stores. And these are just cheapy candy toys. You apply the stickers to, you put them together like little kits. They can combine for the Megazords. They're really neat, and they're very cheap. This probably is like, there you go. That's the price I paid, but they're about $1, $2 each at the grocery store. I feel that these are underloved. We don't get them anywhere in the States or in Europe. They're just a Japanese-only exclusive. The market on these could get better. I did originally start collecting. Yeah, we can get into that in a bit. So probably not too much money for these newer ones. Here's one of the Zords, the White Tiger. Pretty neat. Not big bucks. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Here's the little, not sure what, stag beetle. I do not know anything about my beetles. My Mushi Nihakuen. So paying $2 each isn't a problem for these things. Just fun stuff you'd pick up in Japan, and you know you can ship a lot of this stuff home on the cheap. And this is what I wanted to get into to explain things better. So this is an older Wild Force Zord I picked up for a Hyakuen. That's $1. So this is a full-blown Megazord kit that can transform with the other characters. It was Sambyakuen, so it was 300 yen. I paid 100 yen. So when I was in Japan, looking at Power Rangers as the market was expanding, I noticed that these candy toys were pretty cheap in general for the vintage line, including the original Mighty Morphin line, Die Ranger, O Ranger, which is like Zeo and so forth. And I was like, you know what? I think these might be difficult later on. So I was trying to pick up a lot of the earlier sets before Power Rangers Mighty Morphin, as well as focusing on Mighty Morphin, and then a little bit later on, because there's a point where the series became so popular they were kind of like overproducing. And I think when we get to like SPD, Mystic Force, that's where you see these model kits and the toys waning off in price. So this one actually might be more pricey now in Japan. This could be a $30 item. And I hope to bump into more vintage model kit candy toys like this, because I have seen the Mighty Morphin stuff in Japan go from $20 for, let's say, the yellow Sabertooth Tiger kit to hit like 100. Everybody wants this stuff now. So it was smart to buy in the past. We have Iceberg. This is the fan club Iceberg. I like the colors on them, dude. I personally would have loved if Hasbro made like an Animorph Iceberg that would transform into a killer whale. That would be a pure passion piece right there, to be honest with you. I just never forgot that as a kid. I was like, what the hell is happening? Fantastic episode of the Joe. Market wise, this might be up there. Might be a pretty good piece, maybe over at least 100. I kind of decided a little while ago that I was going to let go of my 25th anniversary style figures, though I do like them. I'm just going to stick with the old Joes, because once I start going down that rabbit hole of getting called the 25th, which some of these are pretty pricey now, and then going for the 6-inch, the classified, and just, I can't do it, man, as you already noticed. So I'll probably end up selling him if I like Iceberg. Charizard from the Pokemon Advance. Bubble Crunch, that's not good, man. This is towards the end of the Hasbro ownership before they moved on to Jakks. I don't know if the market is there yet, but I do believe the Pokemon action figure market will be growing and intensifying. I have seen movements in the very rare electronic talking Hasbro pieces like Vulpix, Snorlax. There are people getting more and more into this as the Pokemon still has legs and is multi-generational. I'm going to hold on to this piece just because I don't think I have many Hasbro pieces I mentioned earlier. I'd pick up a sample here and there, and this is Charizard. Currently probably about $20 probably. Okay, Turtles, Power Rangers, T-Bone. Yes, you were right. We'll continue with these. So here is another set from the Samurais. I probably have all the little minifigures for that. This is where I really stopped caring about Power Rangers, but I couldn't stop myself because these were just getting cheap. So I'd pick this up for like a Hyakuen or 50 cents even sometimes. This is a piece that would go onto the Megazord. This series, which is escaping right now, they would attach these little head characters to the Megazord pieces and weapons. And it's not a Morpher piece. It's substandard to that. But I felt the price I was paying and I could just throw in a box. You know, maybe it's worth $10 today. But at this point, I can't care if these later Power Rangers. Ben 10, what a sleeper. In my opinion, the Ben 10 line is a perfect recipe. As in, literally, you can put these in the water and it reveals a little 2 minifigures. Perfect recipe. But actually, this toy line is a perfect recipe because collectors were really not collecting Ben 10. It was made for kids. So kids were purchasing these. Ben 10 has gone on for more than 10 years in different incarnations of the series. It's perfect because nobody really retained packaged Ben 10. No collectors back in the day were saying, hey, these will be valuable, or as adults were really watching it that much and collecting it. So I felt that this would be great to pick up for $4. Get that off. I don't know if this is worth at this point. I can probably let it go. I like the artwork on it. I probably only have this one sample, though I do have lots and lots of carded figures, including First Series, the International Singaporean Gold figures. I mean, it's ripe for value investing wise, but again, how long can you wait? That's always a big question. Okay, I'm gonna make you guys cry. I want to go to Power Rangers. This is Zeo. What is off to the side, dude? Why are you looking over there? Sealed, dead stock, Blue Ranger. This is like a hybrid of the Triangle box. I don't know what they're up to with this. They could have just gone for the original Mighty Morphin style. This stuff, again, is getting tougher to get. people do like the 8-inch. The 8-inch technically is the first Mighty Morphin figures that ever hit the mark in the US was the 8-inch, not the 5-inch. So people have an affinity for the 8-inch, though it was slowed down. Everything moved to the 5-inch size figures. Market on these, I have no idea. Oh my God, I can talk about these prototypes and so many cool colors. Zeo, though, I never liked the Megazord. I thought it was a joke. They went from all those cool animals to just geometric designs. Yawn. Green Ranger, just 2 of them. I should have more. These are keepers for now, but probably about $30 each. No one's going crazy. And then we're finally there, people. Turtles. I like my turtles. This is a KB reissue that the KB sticker partially ripped off. You better believe it. So again, KB was smart. They'd always call these companies up and say, hey, these were always selling well in the past. Can you just remake them, slap them on a basic card, and we'll blow them out for a great price? And everyone was like, yeah, we'll do it. So here we have the 4 turtles. This is just the Leo on the reissue card. Not particularly rare because, again, they pumped these out. And at that point in time, Turtles was already ending their main line. You could walk into KB and find this figure on display next to like the Dino Turtles, like the T-Rex Shredder. And a lot of people still retain these because they like the originals. You're about, what, 7-8 years since the originals were made? But the market's not strong on these. Playmates keeps reissuing. Oh my God, it's in our nature to just constantly reissue and kill the market. So this is probably worth about $35, $40. No one's crying too hard on it. I'll see, but I should have duplicates and duplicates. When we hit the Ninja Turtle tubs, it'll just be tub after tub after tub of just mid-2000s, 90s, 80s, everything. So I'll put it aside for now, but I'll probably just bounce that out. Extreme Dinosaurs. I remember these came out. I remember the name change. I like them. I like all dinosaur toys, as you guys know. So I picked up a couple of these. I already have like a loose complete set to an extent. Not the super rarest, but I was happy with, a couple pieces here and there packaged. This is from the final series, if I'm correct. Very difficult to get. This market has shot up like crazy with Street Sharks in the last number of years. If you talked to me about 5 years ago, this would have been like $50 carded figure. Now this could be $100, $200 or more at this point. I'm a little unsure what to do. I do like to have one carded piece. I don't even think I have this guy loose, let alone I'm not going to have that tube. I need that tube. Tough call, but we'll look it up. We'll see what it goes for, make some decisions there. But yeah. We're going to have some fascinating Extreme Dinosaur videos later on. I have a lot of the unproduced action figure series.